The history of mining is broad and has been going on for years. The first mining history is dated over 40,000 years ago and took place in Swaziland, South Africa, where the oldest known underground mine was discovered. Deep shaft mining in Britain began to develop in the late 18th century, rapidly expanding throughout the 19th century and peaking in the early 20th century. It all started with coal. Coal is a combustible black or brownish black sedimentary rock. But how is it made? When plants on the earth die, they decay into peat. The coal is formed when the heat and pressure interact with it over millions of years. In the UK, coal was mostly worked from underground mines, where adits, entrances to the mines, were above the water level. There are two types of underground mining. Drift mining, using horizontal railways, and slope mining, driven vertically into the ore seam. Sometimes the coal would outcrop on the surface, and miners would scrape it off. Surface mining involves the removal of plant life and soil. Nowadays, to achieve the best results, the mining industry uses highly mechanized processes. But back in history, small groups of miners had only shovels and primitive equipment. This was until the 18th century came and the Industrial Revolution began. The Industrial Revolution was the process of change from hand production methods to industry domination and machine manufacturing. Starting in the UK, the transition period spread all over the world and ended somewhere around the 1840s. Unfortunately, as the UK started to industrialize itself, the need for coal was growing to fuel steam engines and furnaces. Because of that, miners needed to go deeper and deeper, and it became more dangerous for them. There was a lot of gas flooding, either explosive or poisonous, the deeper they were getting. The coal production went from 2.7 million tons in the 1700s to 250 million tons in the 1900s. In one unnamed coal mine, 58 deaths out of a total of 349 deaths in one single year involved children years 13 or younger. Children in the colliers, sometimes under 5 years old, worked underground as trappers for 12 hours a day and 2 pennies a day, closing the trapdoors to increase the safety of the miners.
It was a job, and I enjoyed working in the mine.
Quite a few of them I can remember, the team that we trained together. We went through the process of yellow hat, red hat, and then some of them dropped out, and then some remained. I still remember those guys, a few of those guys as well.
The funny thing is, when he went down the mine, we didn't look, even if someone's from a different country, after you get to know him, it becomes like a family, because you have to watch each other's back, because down the mine it's a dangerous place. Yeah, so we really rely on each other, just like in the war, soldiers rely on each other.
I'm still alive, and I didn't get no accident. I mean, no bloke, he was a big man.
The amount of pain we are feeling now, I'm sure it has something to do with the coal industry. After kneeling down doing this kind of a work, I got both hip replaced, one done twice, and I got a knee replacement. My fingers, look, they're like chicken legs.
In 1972 and 1974, the first crucial miners' strikes occurred. The miners wanted an increase of their wages. As a result, the country understood how important coal was to the country's economy. The miners' wages became almost the highest among the working class. Soon after, in 1984, another strike happened. The closing of the pits was leading to an increase in unemployment, and the miners wanted to prevent the closure of the colliers. Margaret Thatcher, who was trying to diminish the power of the unions, declared to close 20 pits, with the loss of 20,000 jobs. The strike was considered technically illegal and led to picket line violence. It ended in victory for the Conservative government.
I just come out from underground when the miners' strike was on, so I used to go. So I was on the surface then when the miners' strike started. But I've not been at pit long. I've been there about 3 years. You had a vote. We want to vote. Until we get a vote, we're working. And that's when the UDM started, because that's when the split happened. 85 because of what they did.
5 o'clock in the morning, I was down at the picket line, and they cook. They have a big pot, boil, cook, what have you. People passing along the Gedlin Road, whatever they have in the car or what have you, they're driving past, hearing about the strike, and they come in that direction. They always buy something, to give to the miners. Yeah. The annoying thing about it is this: when the officials are going in to work and they're preventing them, that's when the fighting starts and the pushing.
The coal industry was privatized in 1994, and a lot of pits have been closed, leading to an increase in poverty in the mining areas.